What? Oh, we back. We back. Somebody said go to bed. Well, you go first. What's going on? How was your day?
It was good. How was your day?
It was good. Home working, and then another fulfilled weekend. We have Magic City Classic this weekend in Birmingham. I have
I didn't know it was this. I didn't know it was already now. I didn't. Okay.
usually it's the last Friday. It's the last Saturday of the month, so it always fluctuates if it's going to be around um, Halloween, i.e., Universe. And so that's why a
Hmm.
lot of Birmingham people used to have to go back and forth because it was such a big thing in Birmingham back in the day. So, but it's this weekend, and so along
But
with
it's
that,
still really big, right? Like it's still really
it's the
big.
biggest HBCU classic.
I can believe that.
Yeah. And so I'll be there and then I'll be booked over at Al's on 7th that evening. So if you're in Birmingham celebrating Classic, come over and see me at 11 p.m. I'll be sure to entertain you. Don't forget that we are entering into Universe Week on next week. So we will be here next week with, no, she's not a ruler, but he's a ruler. And then don't forget November the 3rd is He, She, We's Green Party with Flame Monroe over at Lips. There are plenty of tickets. She miscounted or something of that nature, so you can always go get your tickets. It is a battle of the guys, like I stated last night: Exotic Lord, Alphonse Dupree, Keontae Kean Bonet, and Jeremiah Starr. And then the girls will be Amaya Glamazon, Kamaya L'Oreal Times, and Deasia Blush Catherine. Those were the battles. I don't know the songs they're doing. I don't think that's been released yet. And then the show in between will be Nicole Love Dupree, DeRay Ciara Sanders, Miss Black America, myself, um, Cyril Sinclair, and Rico Chappelle. So come out, support that, and then you all can go right on over to the Heretic because the Lips party is from 5 to 9. Other than that, what do you have going on? Any announcements before we bring on our guests? Because, we were here
Um.
last night, so it ain't nothing pretty much changed.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow morning is registration. So Mr. and Miss Texas commences bright and early tomorrow morning. So we have to meet at the venue tonight to just finish with decor. But yeah, just it's that week. It's the
So,
last one for the year. Like we're so excited because we had four back to back to back to back with us just taking over. So it was a lot, but this is the last one, and then we can actually breathe for 9 months to prepare for Miss Texas to start all over again. So yeah.
oh, poor babies. Hi, Ace. So yeah, other than that, guys, hey, Blaine, we just did the announcement. So make sure you all are.
Flame, I'll see you Monday. Well, I'm sure I'll see her at the pageant.
Yeah, I was uninvited. And be very clear. I
But
understand he
my people
said
were
that.
too.
He said that last night. Listen, you can't invite me to your home for Sunday dinner to eat and then turn around and say, "Oh, you can still come, but you just can't eat." That doesn't make sense.
Well, to be fair,
No,
Mr. and
no
Miss
fair, no
Impulse.
fairness. And so,
Well, I was just saying, Mr. and Miss Impulse were told they couldn't come either because the system wasn't old enough. And I'm like, well, it's actually a nonprofit that is 30 years old, but okay,
yeah,
you
no,
know,
we're joking. Just this is all
just
jokes, guys.
joking.
All jokes.
Yeah,
We love NBU over here. Oh, I know I do. So
love.
this is all.
Well, love. I love most of them.
We love NBU over here as a system of legacy that
Brandy.
we both plan on being part of one day. And so,
No.
anyway, listen, I'm not going to do this with you. Hello, Forever Ruler. Um, what's the girl name? Tanisha Iman, my
I
sister.
love Tanisha. I love so many of them. I love Ti.
Okay, but anyway, so guys, don't forget to we are
Does
at our
Ti stamp men? Ti, do you stamp men? We need
she
to
does.
talk. She
Yeah,
does.
she does. Yeah. So tonight is number 64, guys. So that leaves us mathematically, if we're only doing 164, how many do we have left?
36.
36. So yeah, we have some nice people coming up, some that you want to expect. You got the whole people score. All right. We an expensive court flame. Shouts out to DeRay. Don't forget you all to go out and vote
All
for your
right.
preliminaries, all of that. Hello, Miss Alpha and Omega MBU. Good luck to you. No, I hate good luck. Best wishes to you on next week.
Break a
So
lash. Don't they say
do
break a
you break
lash?
lashes or do you rip lashes?
I guess you ripple ash
Ripple Ash.
and don't get
What,
whiplash.
what's up, Keziah? Shouts out to my niece Keziah for a great give up this weekend out in Tampa. I have to go back to Tampa. Tampa was a time. I had a good time in Tampa. I really did. They really loved on me down there in that Tampa. Anyway, I'm not going to keep our guest long because we was here last night. And so we're going to bring her on because I know that she has to get up and go to work in the morning. And so she is the K double D. My sister, I feel like I don't even, this interview is going to be interesting because I know pretty much everything about her. So Wendell, we're definitely going to need you to chime in more. But I want to bring her on. I think that she's ready. Looks like she's boobed up, honey. Let me bring on my sister. Give it up, y'all, for the K double D, Katrina Davenport Dupree. Hey, girl.
Hello.
How are you?
I am great. How are y'all doing?
Hey, the double D's hit us first.
Oh, I can't help it.
Listen, so I have on my shirt because it's clear who I am supporting next week. I wanted to wear my shirt when I knew you was coming on, and I want everyone to know that it is a size medium
It is.
with
It is.
room. But I want you to explain to your guests why you kind of laughed at me when I asked you for a medium.
I just laughed.
Did you?
It just took me off guard. I wasn't ready for that. And I sent you the size you request. And you fit it
Sure.
and no
Damn.
right, so
Come on,
I sent you the size
Queen.
request.
Thank you. I don't know why my sister would doubt my size. I'm not
I
those
did
other
not doubt
girls.
your size. I laughed.
But Katrina, I don't recall ever seeing a sale, a post selling T-shirts.
My shirts was actually free. You had to inbox me.
I didn't know. Okay.
Which
Yeah, it
means you're
was
out of
on my
uniform
page.
tonight.
It's about 2 months old now. Out of 200, I want to say, in 50 shirts, all they're gone.
Wow.
So you had to basically inbox me. All thing I asked for, you inbox me your size and your address, and I had a good corporate sponsor, and I made it happen.
I
Great.
love that. I definitely would have done. I definitely would have supported you. I guess I missed the post though. I missed a
Okay.
lot of posts, so
Yeah, you be MIA.
And there's
I
a lot
do.
of posts you don't miss. But moving on, Katrina, we want to say thank you
There's
for
some I
joining.
wish I didn't see.
We want to say thank you for joining us. We know that is a busy time for you. You are 10 days away from a national competition, and I know you're probably already packed in at the door. Um, so thank you for giving us this hour or so of your time to get to know you. You've been in the game for a while, over 20 years. I've known you and I've been in the game. So we definitely want to be able to tell your story from your lens, from your truth, and just, hear you out. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So first, I want to know, how is your mental getting ready for next week?
How is my mental? My mental is actually good. It's actually very well. If I do 1 to 10, it's actually a 10 because I'm a person that I don't let people tear me down. I listen to my inner circle. So my mental is good. Even though this the a big competition. Well, each competition I want to downsize. No competitions. Each competition I put my foot in, I give my 110%. So this is a big competition, and my mental is good because if my mental wasn't there, I would have been already checked out.
Okay, gotcha. So, just how we typically do the show, take us back to life prior to there was ever a Katrina Davenport, excuse me, Katrina Santangelo Davenport Dupree.
There you go.
Talk to us, talk to us about life for you growing up in the Memphis of Tennessee.
My life was not nothing like magical. My mother gave, she had four of us, me and my older brother. Some know and some don't know. We grew up in the same household, same mother, same father. She gave birth to him at the age of 14 going on 15, which his name is Dwayne Crowder, my biological sibling, because I don't know what his pronouns is today. So that's what I'm just say my biological. And Trinity know what I'm talking about because you never know what you're gonna get with that.
Right.
So, and she had me when she was 15 going on 16. So we are very close knit family. Then my two baby brothers that if you're close to me, you know them. If you don't, you don't. You haven't seen them. So they are real LGBT friendly, LGBT, G friendly. So it's not no, you know. So growing up in Memphis, we was with our grandparents a lot because my mom worked because they had her at a later age, so she worked and made sure we had the things that we wanted and the things that we need. Growing up with an older brother that's in this lifestyle, it was very hard and very tough because I remember days that I used to be on the chat line and he was on the chat line. And so he was like, "You better not have nobody around her." And one time he actually, like, my parents was out of town and he came over there. I was like in the 12th or 11th grade. He came to the house, went through every room and went through every room and everything. So it was actually kind of tough in high school because we didn't always get along like we do now. And so moving forward to the Katrina journey, it was a dare. Um, I used to go to the club and probably laugh at people, and somebody say, "Well, won't you do it?" And I did it, and I saw that it wasn't easy. I saw that it wasn't easy. It was all cracked up to be, and it was just tipping to the club or whatever. And so it came like start doing it once a month. Then next thing you know, I'm on stage doing shows. 6 months after that, I'm doing a pageant. And before that's how Katrina came to life. It was actually on a dare in December of 2002.
Well, what made you want to keep going on with the dare? Was it?
What made me keep going on? Because you get the attention. You park in your car, walking up the street, and you hear the cat calling. You like, girl, they hollering at me. So it was the attention you got, and then I think I went to, as far as the pageantry side came into the fact. It was when I met Rosalind Heights.
Mm.
I saw Rosalind at Ebony International Newcomer. Well, I saw her at Black America Plus when it was in Birmingham, but I actually had an interaction with her at Ebony International Newcomer when my brother Neo won and Tyranny, my sister Tyranny, was giving it up. And she had this coat. It had like tens, fives, and Rosalind was tall. So I was like, whoa. And I lost counting all the money on the coat. So I knew that coat probably had $1,000 on it. And so she got off stage, I had tipped her, and she called me. She was emceeing with her and Tamara. She called me to the podium and she was like, "Do you do drag?" I was like, "Oh, I just tip. I don't, do shows or nothing." And she handed me her card. And back then they had cards, they had 1-800 numbers, and their AOL accounts. So she handed me her card because I was like, "Oh, I can't find shoes in my size. I'm tall and I only have like one pair of pumps out, I wear, so I just do it all, off and on." So she told me to call her. And this probably was like, I didn't call her till I was cleaning out my wallet because I went to Ebony as as a boy. So I was cleaning out my wallet and I found her card. So I returned her call and she was like, "Oh, I've been waiting on you to call." And she was like, "You got a pen?" And she just started giving me all of these websites to go find shoes. And I was just writing them down. And she was like, "If you need any more assistance, please call me." And so I started going to like Skyscraper, Gargoyle, Snaz 75, Fredericks of Hollywood. They sold like 13s and, they hit my, because I have a wide foot, they sold 13s and things. So I owe so much to her, like, started me on my journey of just giving me those resources. And then it came the show. I did my first show. I did my first show, and that was very interesting. I think I did a little more time after time, and I had a line of people, wanting, to give me money. I think I just performed with my eyes closed because I didn't like, I didn't want to see the people because I didn't like, that was my first time doing a show. So they rewind the song and then they're like, "No, you gonna open your eyes this time." And I open my eyes and I was like, "Oh, okay," and since then, Katrina has been here.
Were you scared or of
I
looking
was
at the
ve- I
people?
was
Or?
I was very scared. And it's the funny thing about it. I knew the people, so I was like, "This, why am I scared?" And I knew all these people, that was tipping me. And I came to the club. You remember Paragon because you performed there. I came to the club uh every Friday and every Sunday when they had shows. So I don't know why I was scared, but I just think it was like, I don't know, just mixed emotions. Like, is this real? It was just scary. It was really nerves.
How was your brother, being that he was older and in the community and lifestyle prior to you? How was he with accepting this new entity of Katrina? His little brother is now Katrina. How was that for him?
Dwayne said I was gonna be ugly. It was fun. He was like, "You can be ugly. Just go ahead and stop." And then when he saw pictures, he saw me, and he came and he was okay. Because I was under the leadership or the guidance of Stanisha and Monica. So he was like, "Okay, okay, I see this is not going nowhere with you." And so he just started saying, "Make sure you just the best that you can be at all times." And so he came very, very supportive.
Okay. And so, would you say that he's to this day your biggest supporter?
Him and my mom.
Okay, gotcha. So, with Rosalind being the first one to give you all of these resources, is it safe to say she would probably be your first mother, or what would you say to that?
I would say fairy godmother.
Okay.
I would say fairy, she's not here. I would say fairy godmother. And it was similarities, I think, that drew her to me and drew her to me and, vice versa. I'm tall and, she was tall and she's wear like 6-inch pumps. And so Rosalind coming through ducking and she just had this aura and this like confidence that she didn't give a f. You say, "Ooh, that's the top." She didn't care. So I learned so much from her. So I can say she'll be my favorite, my fairy godmother that I wish I got to knew a lot more about.
How did you come up with the actual name Katrina?
Um, at that time, my favorite rapper was Katrina Taylor, which is Trina.
Okay.
And then some of my friends, for some apparent reason, I was talking to this guy, and his girlfriend was named Trina. So they thought I wanted to be her, but no, it was funny. And if they're watching, I'm sure they laughing.
Okay. Talk to us about how Santangelo became a part of your name.
How Santangelo came apart. It's still a part of me. My first mother, Terica, she was not in the lifestyle as far as competing. Terica would come out and do a show every blue moon. And it was similarities that drew me to her. She was, from the streets. She was still humble, but from the streets and had so much knowledge. And she was the one that used to tell me and took me under her wing to give me the do's and don'ts. Basically, don't let nobody use you. Don't put yourself second for no one. But she didn't do drag that quite often. So it was every probably 3 years. If somebody have a big girl show, she'll come in. But we saw each other like every other day because she'll stop by, and she only hung around at large people. So that what made me, like, oh, I like her. She only her entourage was only plus people. You had to be a certain weight to hang with her.
Do you know why, or that was just her MO?
She it was see, we came in when Monique, all skinny woman are evil, and she lived by that. And she lived and she breathed by that.
Okay, gotcha. So during this transition of you becoming Katrina and you're doing shows and things of that nature, tell us about Mama Ward. How was she in this process?
I hit it. I hit it from her until one of my well, it's kind of funny. She knew about my lifestyle, but she did not know about Katrina until a pair of those we call them the prostitute shoes that you lace all the way up to your thighs.
Mhm.
My billing address, I had moved out, but my billing address was still her billing address, and Frederica Hollywood shipped the shoes to her. Now, of course, my mother nosy. She gonna open your mail. She gonna do this. Baby, it's her house. It is what it is. She gonna open your mail. So she opened my mail. I mean, she opened the box and saw the silver shoes, and she was like, "Oh, your heels here."
Oh.
And I was like, huh? And she said my, name, and she said my name and everything. And so she was like, your heels here. I know they're yours. They nice. They here though. And I won't pick them up.
Okay. And so it's never been any her trying to talk you out of it or not
Mm-mm.
approving of it. Okay.
No. My mother never talked me out of it. Like I say, she knew at an early age because she actually, my aunt, may she rest in peace, her sister, got me these yellow biking shorts. And she used to say, I used to always pull the biking shorts up and, go outside, or whatever. And I used to never want to take the biking shorts off. So she said she knew it, when I was at an early age. And she said she blamed her sister, but she never talked down on me. She never, said any of those things. You was always, you still my child.
King, you got anything?
No.
Okay.
Well, I do want to know, like, how was your high school though? Like when you were in high school, because when I look at you, you look like you always look like Katrina to me.
Thank you.
So,
I
like
had
when you
a
were in high school, did they treat you like you were Katrina? Because
no,
we've
actually,
experienced that.
no, this the thing. I like this. I like sports. So I never physical, played them. I never played the sports, but like sports. So when like my friends around the neighborhood, if we play football and everything, so they always respect me because they thought I'd beat them up. And I was very the type that if you talk crazy to me, I'm gonna fight you. And back then it was embarrassing if the gay person beat you up.
Right.
So they stay clear of me. They respect me. So I didn't have any of those issues, and I didn't have when I have any issues in high school, the neighborhood, or anything. I mean, I did get in fights because and then Dwayne used to always say, "Oh, Dwayne was the goody two shoe." So people painted me as the bad child and painted Dwayne as the good child. So Dwayne used to always say, "Oh, ignore them, ignore them," and they'll be like, "Yo, mama, I'm jumping over, them, hitting them." But you're like, you cannot do that. It's just words. That's how Dwayne is. I didn't see it that way. If you said my mother, it was
Possible.
whatever.
So basically, nothing has changed.
Um,
Nothing has changed.
you
Moving
come
on.
out, Dwayne or me?
We're both of you.
I think a lot of things have changed for me because I don't fight. I just don't fight. I don't fight anymore.
Okay. All right. Okay. We got you. We got you. Tell us about why you feel, are you not always happy when someone says Hurricane Katrina?
Well, I got the name before the hurricane. Let me say that.
Okay.
Because I used to thought, I used to get on. Trina will tell you, I used to get on the stage and helicopter. I used to get on the floor in helicopter because I used to see Ava do it. Then Ava got it from Rocky. So Ava used to get down there and she just go to twirl and just helicopter. So I gave it a twirl and they started calling me Hurricane Katrina. And then the hurricane come. So D used to exit like, welcome to the stage. I like, don't call me that, don't call me that, because Ebony, Sherry, and Zion moved to Memphis. And people had migrated from Louisiana, to Memphis. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, don't call me that. And I like saw Ebony. I was like, please don't judge me. But I know that it destroyed y'all, city and homes. But I had that name before and I don't use it no more. So that's how I was like, because people lost their lives. And so, and I just know now that it's something I can't shake. So now it's just like, if you know me, sometimes people like, oh, here come the hurricane. I don't say nothing, but if you young, I stopped you because you did not know that, Katrina. So to call me that.
I love that though. I love that you didn't like it because you were trying to be
Yeah, a
sensitive
lot
to
of people,
other
a lot of
people.
people died. A lot of people died, lost their lives, and
Yeah,
lost everything.
that's amazing that you felt that way because most people wouldn't care.
No, but I did. I told D, "Ooh, don't
I
call me that.
love
Don't
it.
call me that."
When you talked to Ebony about it, how did she respond?
She bust out laughing. She's a Libra. I'm a Libra. She bust out laughing. She's like, "Oh, baby, you're fine. You're fine." You know, if you know her, that's how she. Oh, baby, you're
Yeah,
fine. So, and you know, we're good friends, good
I
sisters
love
to this day.
that.
How was your baby brothers with your life? I mean, I know that your older brother is in it and your mother is accepting, but how were they to adapting to, their brother
Um,
becoming their
I
sister?
always protected and sheltered them.
Mhm.
So they saw to them, I'm just Katrina. They take it for what it's worth. Of course, I think they went through a lot of, straight people when they don't know the correct terminology, they call you a transvestite. You know, that's like the disrespectful word. They say that, oh, your brother transvestite. So, and they used to fight for me, and I tell them they didn't have to.
Okay.
But nobody didn't pick on them because I still would, drive through the neighborhood and point them out. And I still had put because you have to realize they're my baby brothers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're my baby. I'm still gonna protect them and still gonna nurture them because they're my. I feel like I just had to still protect them.
Mhm. Did your
But they're
dad have
still
any pushback?
they're cool with all of my friends. They're very respectful. Um, so they're good.
Did your dad have any pushback?
My biological dad, I don't talk to him.
Okay.
My stepfather that raised me since I was in the third grade, he knew.
Mhm.
So he didn't have any pushback. I mean, he saw me one time Dwayne was having a party and he did not know who I was. He did not know who I was. What he just saw some big boobs and he was looking for me. And my mother was like, "Don't say nothing, don't say nothing." My mother's messy, Trinity. You already know that. She's like,
Yeah.
"Don't say nothing." And so he was ask, "Hey, lady, you enjoying yourself?" I was like, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm." And I was like, he was like, "I was just waiting on my child." And I was like, "It's me." And he was like, "You got these, big knockers. I ain't know who you was." So he was cool. He was cool.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's
So let's
good.
get to know you on a personal level. So I know that you are a big cooker. What are some of the things you like to cook?
I think my all-time favorite I like for my comfort, I love like a good meatloaf with some homemade mashed potatoes and some good green beans. I'll try to do something green with the dish and either a dinner roll, like a roll.
Mhm. So Memphis, is spaghetti a meal or a side?
Well, I can't. I'm gonna say this. Let me get this disclosed. I don't know how some people grew up in their household, and I'm not knocking them for how they grew up in their household. But it was a side because it was given as a portion
Okay.
along with something else. Some other than if you dump a whole thing to cover the tray up, yes, it can be a meal because I cannot tell a person is it a side or a meal because we grew up in different regions and areas and things like that. But in my household, it was a side.
So what was it in your household, King?
A dish.
Yeah. It was a whole dish in my ours was with like of course with a salad and a roll,
Yeah,
but
it
it was a dish.
was a dish.
Oh, bless y'all heart.
But I mean, it's
Anyway.
pasta.
Yeah. It's like a
Again, you
okay.
eat macaroni, that's pasta.
But
Okay.
but macaroni doesn't have meat in it.
Okay.
Again, you said pasta. You did not say pasta
No,
with
no,
meat.
I'm saying that spaghetti is made with a pasta
Wendell, you
and
did
it's
not. No,
meat.
no, no. You said it's a pasta, and macaroni is
Right.
a pasta. So you should have said it's pasta with the meat in it. Your first thing you said is pasta.
Well, I think
So
it's okay either way.
there you
Because
go.
like in Paris, it's a side, right? Like in Paris, it is a side. So I can see it both ways. But in the South, the deep South, I guess. Well, I mean Memphis think they're South, I think. But it's like salad, roll, spaghetti. But I do understand. Like I have family members that do fish and spaghetti,
Thank
chicken and
you.
Yeah.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
Pork chop and
Pork
spaghetti.
chops
Yeah.
and
Pork chop and
spaghetti.
spaghetti. Yeah. So
Hmm.
okay, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. Any particular reason?
It's just bright and vibrant.
Okay.
I love that you said red because I always want to tell people, but I don't because I don't want to fight. But black and white are not considered
It's shades.
colors.
They're
And
shades.
so people love to say black on the show, and I be like, black is not a color, but
It's a shade.
okay. Yeah, black and white are not colors. So thank you for
I
picking a
didn't find it.
color.
I actually didn't find it out until Tanisha said that some years ago. She was like, "It's a shade," and she
Yes,
just
for
said,
sure.
and she didn't give no explanation. She's like, "Oh, that's a shade," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
Aside from your birthday, what's your favorite holiday to celebrate?
Thanksgiving, because I used to love being in the kitchen with my grandma when she was alive, seeing my grandma cook and learn things from her. So I would have to say Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you cooking this Thanksgiving?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'll be at my mom's house probably helping her, but I'm not cooking
Okay. Gotcha.
unless Dwayne have some kind of give back to the community. Then he'll ask me to cook. But and there's not on Thanksgiving. Sometimes like a week before or some days before Thanksgiving.
Okay. What's your favorite season?
Fall.
Mm.
It's
So
not
we're
hot. It's not too hot. It feels great. I wish it just be fall all year round.
gotcha. Okay. If you could be best friends with any celebrity, who would he or she be?
Mary J. Blige.
Oh,
hmm.
okay.
Oh,
Why?
yeah. You didn't ask why. You just said
Oh,
I knew she was
well,
gonna say why.
oh, because I love. First, I love her music, and she had went through such. I just want to sit down and just hear like the raw, uncut stories. And her music got me through a lot of times in my life. So I'd say Mary J. Blige.
do y'all know I just, I guess, realized maybe 2 weeks ago that she used to date the guy from Jodeci?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Who was beating her ass?
I
That
Yes.
did
was the
not
whole
know that.
thing.
I did not
Yes.
know that some of those songs that
If
she was
you
writing ended up
remember
burning
the
out
My
with
Life
him.
album,
Yes.
that whole album was like her diary.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
She
Okay.
talked about that's why she started wearing shades all the
Yeah.
time because she would have black
Yeah,
eyes.
she got a
Oh,
cut. She got a cut on her eyebrow.
because
Yeah.
he used to be. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Katrina, 3 things you know that you can work on about yourself.
it's really one. I would have to. Well, I'm gonna say okay. My attitude at times. My facial expression.
Mhm.
Um, the third. Stop taking stuff so serious.
Okay. All right.
I always
Favorite.
watch your facial, so that's true. But
What
I've
was
never
your
gotten attitude from you ever. But
Thank you. But seriously, sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, girl." Ooh.
oh, but
what was your
your face is always facing. Yeah.
she's definitely challenged. She's definitely mastered that. What was your favorite cereal growing up?
Frosted Flakes.
With or without sugar?
No, that's corn. If corn flakes with sugar, Frosted Flakes no sugar.
Oh, wait.
Frosted
Okay.
Flakes has sugar already on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, maybe I was just putting extra sugar on mine. Ooh.
Me too.
Uh-uh.
growing growing up, what school subject did you hate the most?
English.
Why? Because you know it so well.
Mm.
It's
I had
different.
a lot of teachers that always tell me the same. Used to tell me the same thing, and I just, I just did the. If I got a B, I was cool with it. I didn't shoot past no A. My favorite subjects was, science and math.
Okay.
So um, and I used to always tell her, oh, long as I can count money. Me and her used to always him and her, all of them used to go back and forth. I can articulate, the work and everything. So it was fine. The work was fine, but I just didn't never gave it my all, because I always love math and science.
Okay. Uh, well, you definitely know your math. If you could come back and live as an animal, what animal would that be?
A bird. Well, let me say this. I would either be an eagle or a hawk.
Okay. Mm. Neon just said ego last night, so I can see that for you. Have you found your passion in life? If so, what is it?
I do love helping people. So I think this role with my 9 to 5, it gives me, motivation because things that when I was growing up we didn't have. So I love, doing my best to help people the right way instead of enabling them the wrong way.
Love
Gotcha.
that.
At what point in time did you feel that you were ready, or did you know you were ready to alter your body? You just talked about your stepfather saying you have the big knockers, something that you've been.
I was natural. I never altered my body. No, serious. Serious. So you
Okay.
were just, I caught you off guard.
Yeah.
When I was ready, I didn't know what I was doing. I just saw everybody else, doing. I did X questions. It was 2000 and end of 2005 going to 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when.
Do you feel now any regrets because so much has happened with so many people and now everyone's getting it taken out and all of this and complications? Do you have any of those issues? Any regrets? Do you wish you would have went
No,
before?
I thank God. I haven't had I don't regret anything in life, to tell you the honest truth. Because that's our stories. That's the pages, we write in our books. So I don't have any regrets, but I do think if, we had the things that was going on now, a lot of people would have went that route.
Gotcha for basic surgery. So, speaking of life and things happening, you've been very open about incarcerations and
Mhm.
things of that nature that has happened to you. Talk to us about that journey of the life that you lived for so long, and then ultimately what you had to go through, and then now it changing your life for you. You can go through that for us.
Um, I think my economic crimes, which is, people say economic crimes, white collars, fraud or scamming. It was probably like 16. I always had a good life, but you always wanted more. When you saw, things on TV, you just wanted more. And that's where it started from. So it just started from even if I was working at a place, stealing money out the cash register. It just started, small things, and just started elevating to, you know, credit cards, running credit cards and things of that nature. Then, having the heart to walk into a bank and present yourself to someone. And I think it was the adrenaline, to tell you the truth. When I reached a certain age, I think it was the adrenaline, because I can make a lot of money. And I think I always wanted to, like, oh, that's not enough. Because I always wanted to put some up for the future, put some up for the future, because I knew at an early age that it would not last long. So whatever, if I did have to go lay down, I would have something put to the side.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it led to me being in and out of jail, with the state. 201 Popular, if you're from Memphis, that's the city jail. So it's, in and out. And then, when you constantly get that record, it comes the feds, the four digits. So, you get a federal number. So they started watching you, and, you constantly, and they pick up your case, and, you have to go talk to them. So that's how got introduced to the feds, because I didn't do any time until really I went federal. And I got indicted like, what, 2011, and I had to go turn myself in 2012, August of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And I did 3 years, and it was a journey. You actually get to know yourself personally. You get to know the real you. When you at your lowest, you get to know the real raw you. That's why I don't let nobody tear me down, because I was already at a low point. I was already at a low point in my life. So I always tell people, if you can overcome that, you can overcome anything in this community, because um, when you're trans and you going in a federal prison, I was in 2012. I had to be locked down because they thought I was sex change. They thought I was sex change. So a doctor literally had to come and see me.
Mm-hmm.
And when the doctor comes saw me, um, they still kept me in there. And one guard was like, "Well, the doctor cleared you. I don't know why they not letting you go." So you got to, like, know your rights. You got to be a voice. And they kept me over. They kept me over there. I don't think no, it's no communications, no phone, or nothing. The only thing I can do is write letters. And so you come out for an hour every other day, none on the weekends. because because at that time I was trans, and then I was in Mississippi. I was in Yazoo, Mississippi. It was, so when I finally came out, I mean, everything went that started going uphill. So I started getting visitations, started seeing familiar faces, and so I started, I went through a depression. So only thing I did was just walk on the track for hours because I thought it was over for me. Um, I thought I lost my family. I just seriously, I just walked the track, walked the track, walked the track. So it got to some point that like my family come and see me, they did not recognize me because I had lost so much weight. I literally went in, and Trinity will tell you, I came out very, 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 very little one day.
Mhm.
So I was a hard time in my life, but I still don't have no regrets because I always say this to people that I think prison saved me. I think
Mhm.
God put me there for a reason, and that reason was, to keep me alive. Because I think anything I could have been abducted, kidnapped, killed, because you have people that envy you, and when you are making money, there's something that say, "Oh, she's a big time stunt girl." She do this. And it just take rumors to for a cis
Mhm.
guy, heterosexual guy, to need a come up, and if they don't get what they want, they put a foot in your head. So I think He protected me, and that's the reason why I had to go. And still didn't learn my lesson. I had to go back. So it's something that I always will talk to young people about, and I don't hide it. I'm very
Mhm.
upfront about it. My past is my past, and I used to be ashamed until Tamara told me something. She said some of our greatest leaders went to jail, and I was like this, but did they do fraud though, Tamara? That was like fighting for our rights, and she was like, they still went to jail. So you can overcome anything. It's up to you to get out and tell your story. Don't be ashamed of your story. And so that's why I tell people, that's why I'm very authentic about incarceration and recidivism. So I always tell people that are younger, I don't try to. I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody's going to wake up and realize, and when they get tired of pulling scams and start doing stunts, because it's no different from when I was doing them. They're gonna get tired.
Yeah.
You know what I tell them? Baby, put you some money up. Put you some money up, because all those friends that you're riding around, you're taking on trips, they're not going to be there. Now, you're going to have some real friends that's going to be there, but do not think, because they're living their life right, do not think they're going to go out there and risk their freedom, to make, your life in there easier. Some people are going to do what they do. If it's just $20, just look at it. They might was their last $20 in their tank of gas, and they might have to go without just to, for you to live comfortable or whatever. So that's why I tell them, when you get tired and you get tired of looking over your shoulders and everything, you will stop. Because
Mhm.
I can't tell you to stop. Who am I? I'm
Right.
just here to tell you my experiences of what I went through. So if I can save one person, I think I did my job here on earth.
When you were heavily into your craft, did you feel like, oh, I'll never get caught. They'll never catch me.
Of
Did that?
course.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, if I be, baby, when I got out the second time, the first time I say, they owed me. They had the wrong person. You make you modify things. You make, they wasn't looking for me. They was looking for this person. If this person did not say this or this person do not, at the end of the day, you still broke a federal law. You still broke a federal law. So when you come to out of that pre-contemplation stage into contemplation stage acceptance, you still broke a law.
Mhm. I know you to be a very giving person, especially when you were doing that. Even
Mhm.
now, you're not. Those people that you helped and sponsored and bills paid for, were they around when you went in?
Some were.
Mhm.
Some were and some wasn't. So it's one of them things that I don't hate them.
Mhm.
You know, I don't hate them at all, because if I was their backbone, they didn't, if they couldn't do it, how can I be mad for them, to stand on their own 2 feet now to try to help me?
Right. Okay.
So I have a
Clip.
question.
Go ahead.
So like when I see you all the time, when I see you, you kind of seem very reserved. Like in public spaces. Do you think that maybe you have a little PTSD because of that?
I'm an introvert. I I would not say it's PTSD. It's just I always love being alone and being, just chill mode to myself. And for basically 6.5 years of my life, I was to myself.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's just when I'm in chill mode, I might be seriously. People think I have a mug on my face, so I'm looking, crazy. I might be thinking, did I take my auto draft out, for my car note? Did I be so seriously? Sometimes I be like, did I pay this bill? I be like, did I pay this bill? And some people like this girl, why she looking like that? I'm trying to make sure I don't get no, $29 or $30, late fee. So that's why I be in chill mode because I seriously be other stuff be on my mind.
Gotcha.
That's
Um,
fair.
I, I want you to clear up the fact that while you was in Black America, you did not do anything to land you back in prison. It was a technicality. Please clear that up.
Well, the owner know.
Mhm.
The owners do know. When I got out for the second time, I transferred I moved back to Atlanta. I started. I just wanted a fresh start. I actually started out as a cashier at Family Dollars, and that was in 2019. Now I was working at Family Dollars. I moved up to management, and then I went and got another job because Amari sent me the link because he's working at U-Haul, and I was like, "How you get on that U-Haul?" And he was like, "Oh, I got a remote job or whatever. I'll send you the link." He sent me the link. They hired me, but I had to go in the office. I was like, "Ugh." And then I competed. It was like August. I got hired there, and I ended up coming up to management at Family Dollars, and I was the reservation manager at the U-Haul the central office here in Atlanta.
Mhm.
And then Black America came around. I competed and I won in March of 20. I got basically called to my probation officer. I just thought it was a random drug test or whatever. She set me down. She said, "You have a previous charge," and previous mean past. So I was like, huh? All my stuff was cleared up. And she was like, yes, they did not run it in. And she showed me the date. It was from 15 and 16. And keep in mind, this is in 20. And so she was like, you have a warrant. We're going to have to take you in, but I'm going to hold your hand and walk you through this and make sure you get a bond because you've been doing everything you're supposed to, have done. That was Black America at this time. And so I went, they, she vouched, the judge let me go. And so I was had to go back and forth, to court. And COVID came, which it shut down. And so then next thing I get a letter and say I was going to be videoed for sentencing, and it was agreed that I was just it was not my fault. It was supposed to be ran in with my violation, but they did not run it in. And I was like, okay. And it was like the DA, which that's the person, the district attorney of the court in federal court, usually run the courtroom because it's the judge to make sure the sentence is fair, and they are the people. They are the people, so it's their rules. So he agreed to run my probation in because I haven't done anything. This is an old charge, whatever. So, and that was actually in Mississippi, and I had to go to video court. I had to go video court, and so I went to video court. And you stand up, tell the judge what happened, you accept fault, you accept guilt and everything. And he was like, yes, I see it was a prior charge. And when that man told me, if you wasn't doing this in the beginning, you would not be here. And he sentenced me to 14 months. I just felt like, oh, this is happening again. And it was like a damn if I do, damn if I didn't. At that moment, I just had lost my stepfather. I was just lost my stepfather. He sentenced me on like a Thursday or Wednesday, and I had to go deal with my stepfather's funeral that Saturday. So I just felt like everything was closing in on me, and I was like, a damn if I do, damn if the saying. And I just basically wanted to just go back and just turn back up because if you're gonna send me back for this, I might as well let you send me back, for something way bigger.
Mhm.
So my mom's, she was like, no, no, you're not gonna do that. Even Dwayne was like, no, you're not gonna do that. You're going to still do what you have to do. And he said, you're gonna talk to Benny. So that ended up being in December of 20. So, I won in March of 20. That was December of 20. So they sent me a notice in the mail to self-surrender. I postponed the self-surrendering because my stepfather had just passed, and they gave me more time to May of that year. So I was like, oh, I know he's not having a pageant, so I really completed my reign because he told us he called us on the phone and he said, after March, if y'all want to do something, blah blah blah, because y'all reign is really over. But before that, I contacted him and I told him what was happening, and he was like, "I believe you. I know you've been only working. You've been working these two jobs, and that's the only thing I wanted him to say is that he believed me. He knew I wasn't, and I just feel like it did not matter what else the world was saying or what they were going to say, because nobody did not know what was going on until I think I deactivated my Facebook. So he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna have the pageant until 2022. So it's actually your reign will be over with." And I said, yes, on 14 months, I'm going to have to do 9 months. So I turned myself and I actually called them to ask them, can they speed up my self-surrender date? And they said, what date you want? So he wasn't having a pageant. So I went for March. And so I got out. I had everything made before I went in. So when I came back, everything was already made. So I just came back and stepped back in the role of Miss Black America Plus. But I can say I had a great support system. I had a lot of promos done. So they was dropping promos. My camp was dropping promos while I was gone, and I talked to Benny every day. Because it's a computer system called Links, so it makes it easy for your family to talk to your family and friends to talk to you. So that man talked to me every day. He hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I talked to this person. I talked to that person." So it was that's why I have so much respect for him, because he like literally held me down. He actually held me down when I was gone. Because at one point I was feeling like, I don't even not want to do this no more. I have so much bad luck. It's just I didn't want to do this. But he was like, he actually told me, well, I don't want to hear that shit. You gonna finish what you started, and you're gonna come out swinging. And that's the only thing I ever wanted to hear.
Shout out to Jenny. That's amazing.
How you had a phone up in there?
I have a phone up in there. That was actually the first bid.
Okay.
That was the first bid. I still thought I was like Big Mama Morton. I still thought I was big. Big. I mean, I used to video call you, so don't try to throw T Trinity and you was on a video. You was on a video call with me laughing. So I had a phone the first time, and I was at a camp. I was at a place that damn near looked like a college. It was less guards, so you can do literally what you want. And then across the street, it was some houses. And so guys used to, sneak off and, go meet their girlfriends. It was like I was at college every other week. I threw a party. So it was not like I was in prison. So it was like a college.
Did you find love in prison?
Did I find love? I have talked to some amazing men.
So it's like a life after lockup type of thing, or
I'm not gonna say that. I did not find love that I wanted to marry a guy, but I'm gonna say this. When you are locked up with 150 some men at a camp, and you the softest thing, you the only person there, or your kind there. Some of these men came from maximum highs and low, mediums and lows, have been locked up 30 years. So they saw something soft that they have not seen this close. Of course, they can, be close to a guard. I used to have men that bump me on purpose just to see where my breast moved. And one time a man made a mistake and actually didn't hit my breast. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Then came to me and say, "They are so soft." And so I'm not going to sit and say I was not, being flirtatious. I'm not going to say that I got to know men or, on that level or nothing like that. I'm going to say I had a time.
You felt like the girl in there, the fish.
Yeah, until like a guard when the men start calling you she, you get like that messy guard. That ain't no she. You get you get messy fish. That ain't no
Yeah.
she because one it's so funny. One guy, I said, hey, it's this guy. He's a cook. The amazing in prison. They have some amazing chefs in there. And so this guy, he was making cheese sticks, fries, and everything. And I was like, "Hey, is Womack in there?" And they was like, "Oh, no, fam." And she said, "Pam." I said, "Girl," he said, "Fam." I was finna say, "Girl, he calling him Pam." They was very, very disrespectful. But once you tell them and you say, "Hey, have you read Priya before?" And they'll shut that down. It's like the Prison Rape Elimination Act, meaning that they cannot say things of that caliber to you because you have rights. If I want to be labeled, if I want my pronouns to be like it's a he, she, we, or I want to be labeled as an alien, you got to call me that.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, it's always a success story with these
Mhm.
situations, and you have that. You got out and you really did a 180. You are now in a career that I know for a fact you love. You are a homeowner. So talk to us a little bit about what it is that you do on a daily basis.
I am I work in, of course, nonprofit work. I'm a case manager at a transitional home that we have this program called the Hope 360 program. It gives individual under the community umbrella a chance to restart their life and rebuild their life. And it's a structured program. So you have people that comes in the program that wants help, and you have some people that do not want help. So we try to meet you where you at if it's some kind of common ground that we see. But if you know rebuttal, it is what it is.
Mhm.
But I do enjoy helping our youth, try to give them hope and try to figure things out that it is some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. You have to just keep on walking to that light. You can't just, get to the middle of the tunnel and just give up. Because I wish this program was here when I was growing up, because um, it would have saved a lot of my generation from destruction to the graveyard, and from going into those hotels room when they you in survival mode for sex work. So that's something that I do enjoy, is helping individual come through those doors, and helping individuals seek permanent housing.
So if anyone is watching or may watch or know someone that needs any assistance in that nature, can they reach out to you personally, or do you have to go through a system?
No, you see, this will the thing about identifiers. I like people to be authentic. No, if you have to hit me in my inbox, hit me in my inbox. I don't mind. I'm gonna give you those proper channels so you can get the right resources that you need. Because cis women hit me up, and we have to refer them to another program. So I don't mind. It's the individual identify with me and hit me up in my inbox. I don't, because I have a lot of people that hit me up in my inbox or DM me, and if we can assist them at a Vision for Hope, we assist them, and we can't, we refer them out to someone that can assist.
Mhm. You said that at one point when you were in prison, that you were at your lowest. Do you feel like you've gotten out of that with the work that you do and the things that you've been doing the last 2 years?
I would say my lowest the first time, because I did not know what I was going through.
Mhm.
I did not know what I was going through. I just heard 60 months. Some
Oh,
people say I had 24 years. And that's a big jump, 60 to 2024. So I was at my lowest, because I did not know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm finna be gone.
mhm.
I just thought I was gonna be just I wasn't finna make it. Because
Yeah,
some people breaking, they don't make it.
right.
So and the second part, what was the second part of your question?
So do you feel like you've come out of your lowest and that you're fulfilling what you?
Yes. I came out I think I only stayed there probably 6 months, and it just got I stayed at that lowest like probably 6 months.
Okay. Okay. Good. Um. So let's play the game.
Oh.
10 words, people, place, things, and you give us the first thing that comes to your mind authentically, and you can explain why you chose that one word. Let's start with your mother, Alexis Davenport. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear her name?
Rude.
Why is she rude?
Alexis is a spoil in the you would think she's the child. And when that's when their grandma, so he can elaborate on that. So but it's loving. She's very she, she's gonna protect you. She's the rider, but Alexis is rude. And I just told
So
her that the day before yesterday.
talk to us about how she actually became your mom, right quick.
I saw her in Birmingham at Black America Plus.
Mhm.
That's the year they had Black America Plus, and she was US of A. And I just saw this lady on stage with this big ponytail and this crown, this shiny crown, and she had some purple glitter just shooting out her
Was that when Tommy won?
eye. Tommy did
With
win in
Summer
Birmingham, but this
291.
was yeah, it was Plus. Plus was held
Okay.
that year in February, I think. And then Tommy won in March the next month. Summer P Night won that night. And so I saw her with this purple glitter, and I was like, "Girl, who is that?" And Tanisha said, "That's collect. This collects is crazy." ASS. And I said, "Oh." And then I saw her again some years fast forward, probably 2 years fast forward, when Amani won Black America Plus. I came and baby, I had micro braids, Trina, we said about micro braids. I had micro braids, and and she was like, "Oh, hey girl, what's going on?" I was like, "Hey." And she was, and this is true, so I can say this. We was at 708, and the track was on 708, like a street over. Oh, I was like, if I got bored with the pad, like doing talent, I'm gonna go walk the beat.
Mhm.
And so she was like, "Where you finna go?" She was like, "Where you finna go?" I was like,
I
"I'm
never
finna
do
go,
that.
I'm finna go on a stroll. I'm finna go on the beat. It's boring in here." Because I really wasn't competing, like that. And so she was like, so she was looking at the podium and looking at the door. She was like, "Girl, I want to go with you." And that's how our relationship started.
Okay.
That
Would
is
you
her.
years later, 20 years later, would you say that you feel it was a perfect match for you?
Yes, I feel like it's a perfect because I met Chevelle. I knew Chevelle, but like that's my big sister. I know her now, so I would say it's a perfect match because she introduced me to so many people. That's a part of her. That's a part of her life. So it was the perfect match.
Okay. Gotcha. Number two, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see Swarovski crystals?
Bling bling. I think it was the finest cut. It was just something about that great pack. And the funny thing, when I think I was just talking to somebody today, that pack didn't mean anything because the stuff they sell in China to me it cut the same.
Oh, okay.
But back then, if you had Swarovski crystal, you was that bitch. You was that bitch to put. And I still have a few packs here. You was that girl. You was that girl because now they don't sell them no more. They really kind of out of stock and discontinued.
Gotcha. What's the most amount of grosses that you've ever put on a gown, and which gown is that?
I would have to say my silver gown. It was 400. I want to say it's about 450 grosses on
Wow.
that silver gown.
And
Whoa.
and look at me talking about something. Oh, about what 20 grosses? This bit. Oh, well, that's a start for the sleeve.
20
I'm like,
grosses.
what? Okay, but yeah, so that's the gown that we thought was cracked ice. That was actually
Yes.
okay. So, yeah, when I first met Katrina, we did ebony together. Well, we had met, but we had the ebony together in 2006, and she had on a gown, and across the way, we thought it was cracked ice. But as she walked closer to us, it was completely crystalled, and we was like, "Yeah, she don't want." But yeah, that was the days. Number three, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you go back to Memphis, Tennessee?
My home, my
Mhm.
start. Um, where I grew up at. This is the place that birthed me and raised me.
Would you ever return, or is that a no go?
To move,
Yes.
no,
Okay. Gotcha.
no. Sometimes it's best to leave the past in the past,
Okay.
and and for my recidivism rate, it's best to leave the past in the past.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of an 800 credit score?
A 800 credit score, that mean to me that means just the me that you doing you. You're doing something that a lot of people won't. You're at a good debt ratio. You know, you can literally buy a good you can buy a house with a good rate, the good rate at that moment. And you doing you. You put the time in.
And we are aware that you're over that, right?
Yeah, yeah, I am. I've been there for, gonna coming to another anniversary. I've been there
Okay.
for actually
Okay.
I was there in prison too.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, and then when I got out, it went up some more, and it stayed there.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Because
Number
I'm at a
five.
struggle 17.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Anthony Wiley?
Oh my God, that's my brother.
Mhm.
Um, when we first started, I think I did Duval, the year Milan Montrese won, and I reached out to him. Trent wasn't available because Trent just I want to say just started some show. I think it was in Denver, Colorado,
Mhm.
and he wasn't available. And I was like, I can paint myself, but I was like, I want to be baby, and so I reached out to him. He looked at the message and didn't reply back.
Mm.
And I'm like this. Girl, this might give him a bad, this might get me a bad rep and I don't pay or something. I hope that's not it. And so I hit him up again. And he was like, I didn't know what to say. I just thought you was playing. And I was like, no, I can send your deposit. And that was in 22. And since then it's just been magic. I can same vice versa. He have a problem, we can talk about it. If I have a problem, we can talk about it. And we just know it's not gonna leave either our phones what we talked about.
Gotcha. Shouts out to Anthony. Number six, Shanae Thomas, your best friend. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
BFF. That is my rider. That's a person that's going to hold me down. That's gonna if I rob a bank, she gonna say I'm at her house. She's not gonna say that's just Shanae. If she's for you, she's for you. And so she have always held me down. She have never judged me, and she have never been around me just for when I was in that craft, what I can do or what can I gain. She just basically was my friend just because I was just simply Katrina to her.
Mhm. Number seven, what's the first thing that comes to your mind or you remember the night you won Miss Black America Plus?
I was very happy because I went through so much um, that weekend with my
Girl.
talent. And people call me a pageantzilla. They're like this, oh girl, I'm not gonna go over there about her. She acting crazy. So it's just so much stuff, in pageantry when you can get ready for a pageant because we only on stage for literally throughout the whole competition, 25 minutes tops. And we spend so many months getting ready, and so something can go wrong. And I just let that one mistake just went wrong, and thinking I was, as you call, backstage competition move. Like, I don't know what's going on outside or whatever. It was just in my mind mentally. So when I heard my name, I just think I just broke down. And plus Trinity clotheslined me, so I was lack of air. So it was just I just broke down. And to see all the people I look up to helping crown me. Ava, India was alive then. Yesha crowned me. Pebbles, my stepmother Pebbles, Tamara, Calexis, to see everybody that was there that was so happy. It was just like I just couldn't believe it.
What you say, King?
I was when she said clothesline, but I thought about it. I thought about what she was saying.
I did not close
No,
mine.
she clotheslined me and put me in a very, but I knew it was out of love, and
Yeah.
she was every night she was like, "Girl, how we looking? How we looking? How we looking?" So I just knew it was out of emotion, pure emotions.
Number eight, what's the first thing that comes to your mind from Birmingham's own CJ?
Um, The lady Chloe.
What?
The lady Chloe.
That's something new.
That's the CJ Alter Ego.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. You
CJ
don't want to
Dot
elaborate?
CJ? Is that Dot CJ?
Yes.
Yes, the lady
Oh.
Chloe. Chloe Chanel True Love.
Mm.
Okay.
A lot of names.
Yes. Number 9. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of cooking at Best Friends?
Sometimes I don't want to be here.
Mhm.
Um, I have been doing it for 3 years, and something I be wanting a break. But I have gotten a lot of fans from coming just to eat my pork chops.
Yeah.
So I kind of snap out of it. And I'm here for the people. We here for the people because it's what it started from, being a best friend. So people love my pork chops and love my wings and things on that menu. So I snap out of it and just be grateful because I, this income could have went somewhere, went to someone else. So I'm grateful for the moment and the opportunity. So I snapped out of it.
And the last one, what's the first thing that comes to your mind or that you remember last year when you were called out as first runner-up to MBU Grand?
The first thing I was like, oh, that bitch beat me. I said that bitch beat me. But I was happy because at the beginning of our journey, me and Ava made a promise to each other. It was going to be me and her. And so I wasn't mad. I wasn't bitter because, as you know, I grew up on Ava.
Mhm.
So to get first runner up to one of my idols, because I thought when I first met, I thought, what Angie Stone here performing? I was like, girl, Angie Stone doing bad. I was like, girl, Angie Stone is doing bad, girl. Like, what's going on? I'm like, girl, they got Angie Stone performing here. And so I did not know that was Ava. So I was just so serious. Angie Stone was doing bad.
Okay.
So, and she taught me so much. So to get first run up, I was honored because this is the lady that, Ava got that voice. That's what you have to do. When we was younger, you have to like give them a mug and give them, but she's a teacher so much. And
Mhm.
so I idolized her, and then I prepared myself. When you doing pageants for real, you have to have two emotions. You have to be ready for the emotion when you win, and you have to be ready for the emotions when you lose. So I had to process that right then and there. So being in this industry for 20 some years, I'm not gonna get mad because when I win a pageant, I'm happy. So what it look like if I'm throwing a tantrum fit because I lost. I lost a lot of pageants, so that don't bother me.
Mhm.
That don't bother me. But I lost a pageant to one of my idols that I grew up on, and so that I was a-okay.
Okay. Gotcha. So can you need a you
Yeah, I do. We have Mr. and Miss Texas starting tomorrow. If you guys are in Houston, Texas, Mr. and Miss Texas at large. And Katrina has judged Miss Texas at large before. But we are meeting they're at the venue now, but I have to get there. We're trying to get everything ready for registration tomorrow. But thank you so much, Katrina. I know y'all going to have a great interview for the end. I can't wait to see you next week. It's next week, right?
Yes, next Friday.
And I won't be at Brandy and Monica's concert. I will be at Grand. I'll see them in Houston when Brandy is mentally up to par. But I will
Well,
be there and I can't wait to.
all of us, thank you because we are as grand and plus and at large. We do need all the support. So all of us,
Absolutely. We
that we
will
can
be
be very
there.
happy.
I will be there. So thank you so much for coming on. I know Queen got it, but I love you so much. And
Thank you. Love you
good
more.
luck next week.
Thank you.
all
Oh no,
right.
not love. Best wishes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Best wishes.
Okay.
Bye. All right. So let's have some girl talk.
Oh, come on.
So what made you decide to return after being first last year? I know that it is something that you did struggle a little bit with making that decision. So talk to us about that. What made you ultimately say, okay, I'm gonna go back?
I feel like it's my missing puzzle piece. When we first started this, it wasn't Black Universe Grand for us. It was only Liberty, Black American Sweetheart. And I used to want to be Liberty, and Liberty it canceled actually the year I was getting ready. So, of course, I did Ebony. That's where everybody. That's where I got my start from. And then it moved to I won Sweetheart. I won Black America. And now I just feel like I cannot move on until I capture this. Everybody be like this. Oh, you need to go to Continental. You need to go to Continental. But you are not giving me no Continental money. You need to go to USA. You need to go. No, but you're not giving me no US of A money. I want to go back, for the system that, all the Black scholars have graduated from. I just feel like and think I just cannot move on until I get this.
Okay. So with that, we have to speak into reality. What happens
Mhm.
or what life look like if your name is not called out as the winner next week?
Yes, we got to speak into reality, but in reality, in my mind, is I can't answer that until that day.
Mhm.
If you
So
ask me that,
do you go back or do you move on? Are you
of
still
course, I
connected?
cannot. I'm always feel that I'm gonna have to go back until I get it.
Okay. Okay.
Of course, I'm gonna make sacrifices because I do want me a hot tub. I do want me a jacuzzi, and I would actually. That's why I was going back and forth. Or whatever. And I'm still getting it, but I'm gonna have to if I have to go out and give me some more catering gigs. I'm gonna have to drop a little extra couple wings. I'm going to go back. So this is something that I want.
Mhm. What first of the rub is such a hard place to come off
Mm.
of. So what did you do differently or how did you prepare differently this time than you did last time?
First, I got the tape.
Mhm.
I got the tape. The not the tape. The you go to D West site or whatever. Um, I studied and I looked at myself. I don't look at nobody else. During the pageant, I only focus on myself because I know what I can do and what I can't do and what I can be better on.
Mhm.
And so that played a factor of me going back. I had flaws. Nothing is not perfect. So here I am.
You faced a lot of adversaries last year.
Hmm.
People were spewing rumors that your brother brought into the system. They were going to crown you. The pageant was for you. And you dealt with that, I know personally, and it did hurt you a lot. How has that helped you this year? Did you block it out? Or because we clearly know they started up again recently. How are you dealing with that?
I blocked it out. Last year, I literally wanted to fight,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna just fight on stage. I'm gonna just fight on stage. I'm gonna just, do Katrina, the Katrina that people love. And what I like about rumors, it boosts your popularity up and it shows stupidity for the other person. So that's what I like about rumors, because rumors, you have to spread a rumor about me to make you feel good.
Mhm.
And
I,
it was the rumor was basically was my brother gave $80,000 to the contest for me to win. If that was true, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have made a deal with my brother. Just give me 60, and I stand in the audience and cheer them on.
right, right, right. Do you feel the need to go anywhere else post universe once you win?
I do want to try other things. When I win, I want to try other things. Of course, that's when I feel like I can go over. I can go over there and see what's. You got Continental, you got USA, and you got AAG, and I definitely. I always say I want to be a goddess because I just love that pronoun goddess. I just love that, that noun goddess. So I mean, I was after that, I would go to AAG
Okay.
when I relinquish. If I'm, fortunate to win, when I relinquish, I probably take a year off and get ready for goddess.
hmm I just posted earlier. Cut the prelims. Times are about to get
Hmm.
worse, and they're unnecessary.
Hmm. Hmm.
What is your take on that? Not
I,
specifically from one system, but just overall.
I see both sides. I see prelims are the blood that pumps the heart. I guess that, and I see the economic. I see the economic side that we are in. We going through a government shutdown right now. This is the fourth week, so I can see um, what people go through
Hmm
for their money. We are not out there doing what we used to do. Money is not coming in that fast. I think it's going to have to be if it's a higher entry fee that they can pay instead of have to go do a preliminary, there's just some options or whatever. But I do get, if they do not want to do it, we do have a choice as a contestant. Either we can play the game or we can wrap the joystick and put it back in the drawer.
Gotcha. Why do you feel plus, at large, empress, grand, whatever word, um, contestants are always seem to be treated with the least respect when it comes to the monies at the end of the night? We always may have the less package, or during the rain, we're the one that's not seen the most, but are always the one working the most. Why do you feel that is?
Because most times the system was added, it was always the miss, and then we was added on as, there's just the truth, a spade, call a spade a spade. We would just add it on, so we can have an arena, so we can practice our craft in. And it's always going to be built on the small. Always going to be built on the small girls. And yes, we do have reigns that we outshine the miss. But that's one thing I like about Westland, because, and I always when I did when we was in registration the year I gave up Westland, I thank D West, because he was actually the first person to develop a system for at large and grand and plus girls before Mr. and Miss.
Mhm.
Albion won years before he created Miss Westland, that Tasia won.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing I can say, he treats you fair. He gonna tell you when you're wrong. He'll tell if she wrong, she gonna read you, and she wrong, he gonna read you. So he don't do no oh, she get a card because she the small girl, she get a card because she the plus girl. No, he's very equal playing field, and that's one thing I loved about my race, Westland Rain. It was just equal playing field.
Mhm. Gotcha. You have been on both sides of the coin. You, of course, are a queen, but you've also been a owner.
Mm-hmm.
We are international for what, 2 or 3 years, right?
Too. Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about how that was for you, coming from being a queen and now you're an owner of a system. What was the?
Actually, yeah, I was struggling both at the same time. I was Miss. I'm sorry, I won't say Miss. I was Westland Grand Empress. Uh, and I was one of the CEOs for Sweetheart International Plus.
Mhm.
I had to learn that I had to put my feelings to the side. If a particular individual won, we gonna deal with that person, because I want the same respect, regardless if you think this person is not gonna live up, they won on paper. You so I think the first queen was Deidre Black, and we used to have a lot of run-ins back in the day. And we came to end up being, before she transitioned from here, we end up being, very cordial or whatever. And she's had all these bright ideas. And, I was like, if you have a conversation, you get to know someone, it's different. So that's why I always tell people. So it was not, it was because it was four of us. So it wasn't that it was just all on me. It was four of us, me, Tamara, Zakia, and Monica. So it was four of us. So it wasn't hard. It was actually hard because we got to vote. And what about, I feel one certain type of way, I have one vote and they vote against me. So it was really, long as we had a good solid foundation, the pageant ran smooth. So I didn't see no difference. I don't think I gave it only 2 years because I wanted to continue to do pageantry, and I could not juggle both at the same time with my money, because I don't make the money like I used to.
Right. Gotcha. Being on the other end as an owner, what are some of the things you are as a CEO? What were some of the things that you noticed as a queen is no longer being done or needs to be implemented again?
Independency.
Mm.
Um, I say that, yes, you're gonna get your snipings, you're gonna get this, but integrity, do something. Like, we don't have to ask you to do something. Go already be there. Let a owner surprise you sometimes. It's always, am I getting paid here? Am I getting paid there? I remember when it was a time that you showed up, you did not know you was getting paid.
Mhm.
Now you would get paid for all the other stuff, all the other stuff or whatever. But it felt good. I can go back and say, I remember when I was sweetheart. I never called Candy and Tamara for money because when Facebook was out then, but Facebook Live wasn't. So Tamara will call, and when you a queen of hers, she treats you as one of her girls. You're a queen, and so she gonna call you, hey girl, what's going on? I'm just unpacking from Continental. I'm unpacking from All American Goddess. I went everywhere. Tamara will hang up and she will send me a green dot because that's what we didn't have Cash App then. It was green dot. And she'll send me the money pack. Or I had to go meet our Darius. And one time they had a meeting and said, you breaking us. You breaking us, Katrina. And it was just, I did stuff because I enjoyed this craft. So of course you're gonna get paid, but sometimes go the extra mile with your wardrobe. Go the extra mile. Don't you want this money and you want your booking, but you want to walk out the house looking a certain way. So go the extra mile. Treat this like a real job. You clocking in, and then when they send your appearance, you get your check.
How was your experience with having kings? Do you like having kings?
And if I can share a king, yeah, oh, wonderful, wonderful experience. But I already know you hitting it. Um, no, I do not like a personal king because I had an emperor and it just did not work out. It did not. It did not work out when you have someone. Actually, it just. I'm gonna keep it 100. You have somebody slick wanted to be the empress. And it can only be one empress in this show.
Hmm. Okay. So you would prefer to do systems here on out that does not have a direct king. Am I
Yeah, I
correct?
already did Black America. I shared Tarico, and now doing Black Universe. I love sharing Kings. It's because it's a collaboration. You
Mhm.
know, it's three parts. It's a
Okay.
collaboration, and then most pageant these days, they don't have a Mr. Division, so you by yourself, and you just making sure if it is a pageant that all y'all got to walk in, and it's every blue moon, so that's easy. But to go back and forth with the bickering, and you agree on a color, then this for I can't find this. It's just I don't like it.
Do you think
I
the
don't like
national walk is necessary these days?
the walk of recognition. The walk of recognition again from being on the pageant board side, I can see why I can see why it's needed because I cannot see at first I was like, girl, it's not needed. To go back in the day when you just sat in the audience if you did the walk or whatever. It's sometimes some people are not gonna reach that stage, and sometimes this they have been fighting to get on that stage. So I think it's needs some for validation from some people, and I understand that other sister systems. That's how sister systems comes, and they show their support for the craft, and you showcase your queen. So I think it's needed.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Um, the collective, Katrina, Monica, and Stanisha. Talk to us about that relationship.
The Memphis Three.
Yes.
Our relationship is very solid, and we hold each other accountable. So it's very solid. We don't sugarcoat anything with the one another. If we feel like a one is cutting slack around, like say it's like, oh girl, I'm not finna do this much on this couch. Oh no, we're not doing it. Oh no, 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 we're not doing it because we're not trying to go back there.
Mhm.
So we talk like that because to each other, and that what makes it strong. Because if Monica or Tanisha hurt my feelings, I can go to them and say, hey, you hurt my feelings. We're not gonna go to sleep mad, go to sleep mad and wake up, if this. No, we're gonna go ahead and nip it. We're gonna go ahead and nip it in the bud because our grandfather made sure that we was all we had. Granddaddy Derek, that we was all we had, and we're gonna take care of one another.
What does the Dupree legacy mean to you?
A gift and a curse. A gift and a curse. Because it was funny because I was talking to Naisha today, and it's to me, it's just like you got to be like 100% sometimes perfect. And nobody's not 100%. Nobody's not 100% perfect. And they look at her. Oh, she's the Empress of Atlanta. They connected to her. Nobody's not perfect. Everybody has they ups and downs, and it's tough.
Do you feel like sometimes if you or in this instance last year when you got first, do you feel like you let Calexis and or Naisha and Monica down, the people that were
Of
right?
course, because they are part of something I'm trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of. So when you see, and I just actually was talking to Fonzie last week about this. That's my uncle. So it's hard when all these people know that you admire, that you love, or whatever, and they are part of this, and then you was like, oh, back to the drawing board. It's hard.
Gotcha. Memphis has taken a lot of losses
Mhm.
from heavy hitters, Tandy, Tanisha, Pebbles recently, and of course D. Talk to us about how they all affected you. I'm sure there's more, but talk to us about how those transitions affected you, being so close to all of them.
I can go first with Tandy because she was the first to pass. Tandy's my older sister from Sean, and it was tough. It was tough from Tandy because I think it was I just saw her on Christmas, and then she passed on New Year Day.
Mhm.
So that was hard. When you just see a person, like, you don't know if that time is the last time you're gonna see them.
Mhm.
Then Tanisha was the second. I was in prison. I want to say it was March or April of 17. I can remember. I know I was in federal holding, and Dwayne told me. I hung up the phone in his face because I just didn't believe it. I just got in the bed.
Mhm.
D, uh, it was just like Tanisha. If I'm tearing up, I'm sorry. Um, we was you was with us. We was out
Yeah.
eating. We was out eating with it was me, you, Monica, Anthony.
Mhm.
Monica got a call from Naisha, and Naisha's face was all over the place, and she asked what's wrong. And she told Monica that D has transitioned. And I think that weekend he hit all the contestants up who was doing Black Universe. So that's the only thing they was talking about in the group. He hit all of us up to see what did we need him to do, and he's one of the people who discovered me. So that was very hard.
Mhm.
Pebbles, that was a very hard blow. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely. Let's move on. So, you are known for your gowns. How do you come up with these creations, or do you come up with them on your own?
Um, I did not. One time, I did not. Honestly, I did not know that what I was known for. I always wanted to look nice, and um, Savannah would just create me something,
Mhm.
and or first I would just see something, I'll just give it to her, and then Naisha taught me um, about custom, being something custom to you.
Mhm.
So I started traveling to Atlanta, like on my own, and she would never draw. I'm thinking when I first went down, she gonna draw something out. She'll just sit you right here. This we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
Mhm.
And you like, girl, what the fuck? What the fuck? You didn't see the design. You didn't see it. You ain't paying attention. And you like, girl, you just went this way, and I don't know. And she told me to look up something. You see that? That's what we going for.
Mhm.
I didn't like that. I mean, I like the design she gave me, but I did not like, you know, the the bossiness. I could,
Mhm.
I don't like the boss, but that's your grandma, so I'm respecting because it's my grandma. So I was like, this girl, what? And so, but when I saw the finishing product and got what she was teaching me about something custom, I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed that. And it led me, she taught me how to focus on my shape.
Mhm.
She taught me the important things. You know, she was like, "Oh, you got nice. We're gonna focus on this. We're gonna focus on this." So she taught me. I didn't get the lesson at first, but I got it in the end. And now, I mean, I can do this in my sleep. I know what I want. I know what I want to present, and so it started coming out, gown after gown after gown. And so I started creating my own looks. But she did help me teach me about custom pieces.
Gotcha. So is that what gravitated you to going to JD and Christina?
I actually went to JD. Well, I was going to Christina first because I met Alexis, and you know, Texas. It was like beads, beads, and I never had like I was the stones. I never had nothing beaded until I got my red. I got my red beaded with the flings,
Mhm.
and it was actually Naisha was like, "We gonna find somebody to bead this," because it was like the year Stasha had her yellow,
Mhm.
and Christina did Stasha yellow. And she was like, you see how Stasha gown is this and this or whatever. This what we going for this same, clean, transparent look. And so I called Calexis, who bees? And Calexis put me in touch with Christina.
Mhm.
And then when it came to working with JD, Savannah that was sewing for me, used to make all my things, like all my shells and everything. And so she said she was doing Black America Plus because Savannah used to do pageants. She said, "Oh, I'm doing Black America," so I was like, "Oh, let me find somebody else." So they put me in contact with JD. There was like in 2010, 2011. So that's when I started working with JD Martin.
Okay. Okay. What about you? Do people not know? What's something that you haven't shared a lot?
I'm a big baby. I know I put up a persona, but don't take my kindness for weakness. But for real, I am a person. I will shed a tear in a minute if something hit home with me. That I'm an introvert. I like chilling. I like just being in the bed, even just scrolling up my phone. I just like I just love being, to myself.
Hmm. Talk to us about LeBling, your relationship with him.
That is my niece slash nephew. I don't know what side of the bed they woke up on. That is my niece slash nephew that I love so much, and they are a rider. And I remember getting ready for Ebony Plus, and it was my pink gown, and it was on the earning board. I was stoning, and they came in. They came in with actually Anivia C. Kelly.
Hmm.
They came in with Anivia because we was gonna do my rehearsal for talent because Anivia was in my talent, and LeBling came in and was like, mouth just dropped open, like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is my gown I'm wearing." And since then, LeBling had infatuation, just infatuated with rhinestones because he started doing shoes, and now he do custom pieces for me and others. So that's my go to. That's the person that always checking on me, always keeping me grounded. Just the person always telling me I can do it.
Gotcha. Um, who would you put in your Mount Rushmore? But this is the thing: your
hmm
four have to be plus size girls.
it was I'm a true plus size girl, so it was gonna be four.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not putting no skinny girl up there.
Okay.
My first one will be Whitney Page,
Mhm.
Roslyn Heights, Lady Fabian Sanchez, and my fourth one, Victoria Page.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good list. I like that. Um, Florida water, Alabama air. What is Memphis known for? What's their saying?
We some rebels.
So the
We some
Memphis
Tennessee.
Rebels.
We some. One time somebody said the Memphis Mafia.
Okay, I can definitely see that.
One time somebody because at one point Kiana Cassadine was Ebony Plus, I was Westland, Stanisha was Black American, and Monica was North American Supreme. And so they was calling us Memphis Mafia.
Hmm. What's the lessons that you all pass down to the new girls that has been, taught from you from a long time ago?
Put your best foot forward.
Hmm.
I always give them a show.
Hmm.
I always give them something wanting more, because when you give them something wanting more, they always going to remember your name and what you produced that night. And so you're gonna be remembered. So just give it your all. Give them a good show, because that's what they came out and see.
So basically, you're prepared to give us a good show next week.
I am.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any anxieties, any stresses?
Mm-mm,
Okay. Gotcha.
mm-mm.
Gotcha. Give us the three up and coming girls who you like and see it for in this business, and they can be plus girls as well.
Oh, they were.
Okay.
Who I am loving is Lysandria,
Hmm.
my daughter Kazaya,
Hmm.
and Miss US of A newcomer Anita Flame. She's a plus size girl,
Hmm.
and she won Miss US of A newcomer, and she dances.
Right.
And to be plus size and to go against a size 2, a size 6, and you're a plus, I applaud her,
Hmm. Hmm.
because we didn't have, newcomer pageants when I was coming up that we can do. We had to go straight to plus. So for her to go on that stage against, like, I think it was like probably 30, it was like between 20 and 30 of them,
Hmm.
and to come out as the winner, I give her respect. Her name is Anita Flame.
As a veteran in the industry, 20 something years, what would you tell them?
Don't change for nobody.
Hmm.
Stay to your roots. Stay to your roots. Stay to your roots. Be humble and take all the knowledge that you can. And nobody's here to tell you nothing wrong, because most people like, oh, they trying to tell me what to do. No, it's just from personal experiences that people try to shelter and protect you from. So just listen, and you don't have to take all of it in, but tweak it to something that you can relate to. So take the knowledge and put it and apply it to you.
How do you feel when people call you to borrow your things?
It depends on who you are, to be honest with you. If you somebody in my circle and I'm gonna be honest with you, I want you to win, I'm going to let you borrow it. If you somebody that's not in my circle and I we put in a pot, meaning that we pour into each other, me and my circle. We do for each other. And so of course I'm gonna allow you. But if I don't even know, I want my stuff to be rented.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say a crazy price so you don't hit me up no more.
Girl. Well, what if they have that price?
Buy it.
Okay. Okay. So you'll know
Buy
for
it.
to
If you
say.
have it, you can afford it. You can afford to make your own custom piece.
That's true. Do you ever see yourself selling any of your award winning gowns? Or you will always keep them?
At first I used to want to I actually put up my blue for sale.
The
Because I
the
was like
water?
this. Yes, I put it up for sale once, and I had some people hit me up, and child, I'm like, they thought I was smoking, I guess, crack for the prices they offered me. So I took it down. It
Mhm.
can dry rot.
Okay.
It can dry rot because I already, wore it, so I'm not hurting, to wear it again, or I'm not hurting to let nobody, rent it out. I can just it can stay in my closet. 'Cause
Mhm.
sure how to help you with that. I can say Alexa. She can't
Oh.
mention.
Alexa said
But
what?
yeah, they say some crazy stuff. I'm not even charging you from the airfare, the fabric. I'm really just charging you, some of the labor costs, and they want to come with oh, you don't do best offer. How
Mhm.
about you go get you something made?
Mhm.
And so you don't have to come this route. And that's not being mean, that's being honest, respectful. Because the person put their price, if they put best offer, yes, make a best offer. But the person don't put best offer, don't come to them disrespecting them about their garment that they had the time to construct and make and had to go on all these flights and all these appointments and consultations. So respect work both ways.
What makes a great reign in your eyes?
Visibility. Visibility being, transparent with the community.
Mhm.
Going places because you're not gonna make everywhere. You're not gonna make everywhere. But I always say, get out and make yourself be heard because you don't know if this is gonna be your first or your last because these new girls are coming in and they are vicious. They're hungry.
Mhm.
So just seize the opportunity, take the opportunity, and live in the present because you do not know that one day you wake up, you might not want to do this no more.
Yes, that's definitely true. What are some things that you wish would come back when it comes to the reigns? You remember back in the day, we would look and see and be in awe of certain individuals. What is missing in today's reigning?
Putting the promos on tables, putting the promos on cars.
Girl.
I used to live in the era. I used to love going to a pageant just to see who card is on the table. Now Facebook has made it so convenient for us. It made a good convenience that we don't. It enable us really that we don't have to do that. So, but that's what I missed. They showing up there early and they putting the cards on the table. They got their clothes on and everything. They just putting the cards on the table. Even their cars on the cars outside.
Okay. You're known for being someone that's shady when it comes to gowns. If you make the comment, I wouldn't wear it, that means you feel as though it's ugly. Talk to us about that.
That is true to an extent. I just say I won't worry because if they send me to something, it might be a size 16. I can't wear it. So, and sometimes some of the stuff it's just some of that stuff they sell on Drag Swap and it comes to my box. They're like, you about it? No, I won't wear it. It's just not saying it's not ugly. It's just not for Katrina. Everybody is different. It's just not for Katrina.
What was the hardest category for you to prepare for next week?
Oh, I would have to say sportswear.
Okay. All right.
Because I had like a malfunction in my skirt. We used the wrong side of the fabric, and my skirt, raised, and it had rised up, and about you being a plus girl, oh, she was showing too much, So I was making sure that that skirt, that skirt, that skirt hem is right.
Hmm.
So I was going.
Hmm. We talk about all the time why numbers are down. Just give us your perspective. It could be a redundant answer, but why do you feel numbers are down?
Two reasons. I think the economic climate we in, and I think Facebook. I think Facebook has enabled us in so many ways that the bullying comes into play. And some people just don't want to get on their platform and just be bullied, because some people wanted to do this. This supposed to be an enjoyment and pleasure. That you're supposed to get up there, you can showcase yourself and have fun. Because now it's just so much beef and so much shadiness. Some people just don't want to, why waste my money when I can just go to the casino, enjoy myself at the casino? Oh, I can just go out and buy a fur coat. Now I can just go get my teeth done. I can go, do this. I can go get a BBL. So now people want to, see their money instead of spending it on pageantry because it's just coming. It's just being, you just get bullied. If you do something right, oh, she thinks she's this. She's that. You do something wrong, she knew better. This pageant's supposed to be you supposed to correct. You supposed to have flaws, and then you correct yourself. You're not gonna have a pageant that everybody's 100% perfect. If everybody 100% perfect, they're gonna have to get 7 crowns to crown everyone.
Are you an associate?
No, no, I'm not associate. I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not associate. I don't want to be in the court. I don't want to be in the court system.
Well, you'll be on the docket after the Monday afterwards. Hopefully, it
I
will be
mean,
in a positive manner.
yeah,
Uh,
hopefully in a positive manner.
yeah. So we've been on hour and 54 minutes. Is there
Oh.
anything or any topic that we may have missed? Anything that you want to clear up? Any misconceptions or you want to speak on?
If you think I'm mean, you think I'm rude, that means you haven't got a chance to sincerely know me. Come up, have a conversation with me, talk to me, converse with me, and you'll get to know that I'm really a cool, loving individual. I support everyone, and I just want the same in return. So I think this about it on my end for the perspective reputation of me.
Do you feel like you found your purpose in life?
It changes.
Mm.
In this season, yes. But who knows? I might want to, do something. I might want to do something else. So this just a manifest destiny. It's gonna keep going. So and this being you just evolving. So as of right now in this season, yes.
Um, Years from now, when you're gone, what do you want people to remember you as or for?
That big bitch did it.
Okay, that big bitch did it. So when we look
Hmm
at,
I'm gonna be that she did it. She was a true plus size girl and she did it.
okay, yeah, that is definitely true. Talk to us about Apollo. How does he make you feel?
Oh, my little fat man, my nephew. Apollo is a character. He's so energetic. He makes me feel good. He's so energetic. He's so smart at the age of 2. So I love being around. I love being around him. So because he's gonna hit you if you're not paying attention to him. He's gonna ignore you at the same time. So he's my little fat man.
Okay, and I haven't heard him, but is Tyler around?
He's actually Tyler's right here. He just came to get some water.
Oh, so he's not locked up.
My dog. Do not be
You
locked
do
up.
put
So
him in that cage.
don't you spread and have animal cruelty over here because they're gonna get cussed out.
You is crazy. What are you most excited about for us to see next week from you?
Use my category.
No, just it could be category, it could be your face, your hair. What are you most excited about for us to see
I would just say my talent.
your talent?
Hmm
The one that Naisha came up with.
Yeah, this something. Yeah, some people say yeah. That one. 'Cause it be so many rumors going.
That's
It
the
be so
inside
many
joke, y'all.
rumors.
That's
No,
the
I'm saying
inside
it
joke.
be so many rumors going on about me. I don't know.
It's the inside joke you had to understand.
I
Okay,
know.
gotcha.
I know we
Gotcha.
talked about it, but it be so
Yeah.
many rumors going on about me. I don't know. So
How do you feel about the banter that goes on with contestants, the girls that you're up against, the back and forth, the shadiness? Do you think it's just a part of the game, or do you just wish it would stop?
of course, I would wish it would stop because I came in a time was because me and you competed and we competed several times and it wasn't like this. It was all love back then. It was fun back
We
then,
was you was getting the stuff for us.
and we was competing against each other. Yeah, so it was all fun. It's not now. Like now, it makes you like, child, do I want to put myself through this again?
Mm.
And do I want to go through this? And it's very draining. So I wish it would stop because I know Isha taught us this a long time ago, and this is the first time I ever heard when I did Black Universe in 16. She was like, look left, look right, get to know these people
Mhm.
because you will never know when you need these people. You will never know that this person can get you booked in this city, and it's just separation and division now. It's really it's no love, and that's another reason why numbers down because the rumors, the lies. It can only we know what we signed up for that it can only be one winner.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
know,
Well, before I ask the last question, let me just say this. I'm very proud to be called your sister of 20 something years. Like we just
tell my
said, you
age.
was,
Stop
huh?
telling our age. Go
What?
ahead.
We didn't say what age we started, but you was the girl. I was so naive and green, girl. You was buying us swimsuits. We was wearing swimsuits, competing against each other. We had a lot. You have been there for me in moments where I would look up green dot, girl, go get this, that, and the other. Even in moments when we was, you know, back, and no one knew. But to see the woman that you came to be is such an inspiration. No matter what happens next week, even though we are claiming the crown,
Yes, we are
just,
claiming.
yes, just know that I am personally proud of everything. Of course, I won't be there to witness it, but I definitely will be there in spirit and stuff. But thank you for giving us this 2 hours of your time. I know you're busy. You know, I'm sure you are on your way upstairs. And here's the thing, guys: if Katrina is ever upstairs, then it is some heavy drag seriously going on because she does not go up them steps. So when I hit on the phone with her and she's saying, "Well, I'm upstairs. I'm upstairs," I'm like, "Oh, she's serious. She about to do some stuff." So we look forward to you next week. And anything. I just want to we just wish you all the best. And
Thank
know
you,
that you
thank
have
you.
your team, whether it's Memphis, Alabama, whomever rooting for you. And what made you come up with the t-shirts? You know, I'm a big proponent for campaigning before you win, as well as during your reign. But what made you come up with the t-shirts? I think that was so innovative,
Um,
and they were free. So
yeah,
tell us.
that was free. Um, I look at it like this, and I always saying this: everybody cannot send you money, and that's cool. But you can send a hug or a call, a hug, hey, I'm thinking about you, XOX, you know, monetary value means nothing to me because it's it's the root of all evil, what people say. So the sponsorship for me is that you ask me how am I doing, how's everything going, keep your head in the game, do this. All those positive warm vibes that I got from this, it kept me going.
Gotcha.
It kept me going. And plus, when I thought about it, because I did it before, and the first time it didn't mean nothing to me, and this time it really made an impact. And I wake up to so many videos, and and then when I think somebody sent me the video with the kids, oh, they had tore me to pieces.
Oh.
So, and my auntie Layla, so it's a lot of video, and I won't leave nobody. I won't stop calling names. So I won't leave nobody out. So many videos people did. So
Do you do you do are you a girl that we know you to be the 5-star chick? You don't need your people money. Are you a girl that is opposed to the money cards?
I am not. I do have stipulations with money, with money cards. I'm a person that put a cap on it. You know, some people can let it go to the end. Okay, that's fine. But put a just say, hey, I'm falling short. It's my put I would just need $500, or some people got sponsors that wants to take care of their whole entire thing. I'm not knocking them.
Mhm.
But I never did a sponsor. I never did a money card because I think it's let's see. I'm not gonna say I'm embarrassed. You just have those because I just been blessed to not to do a money card. I'm gonna say it's not reading nobody who does a money card. Some people, because this day, time and age, you need all the funds that you can get. I'm not knocking nobody who do a money card, but I know for me, I just know I'm okay on that
What's the most you've ever spent on a package, though?
end. The most I ever spent over 20.
Okay.
Over 20, close. It's in the range between, if we doing all the travels, if we doing all the this, and we doing all that, I say about 30.
So, do you feel like there should be no budget? Spend as much as you need.
If it's in your budget plan, if it's in your budget plan, and you know what's in your budget, you will have a budget. But if you just want to, ball, by all means, do what's in your bank account and what's in your safety net that allows you to do.
Okay. Okay. So that's some good advice that you given. Um, yeah, I think that's good. So we asked the last question, and that is to give us a nugget of what anything positive. It doesn't have to be pageant related. It could be about life, something that we can take with
Mm.
us the rest of this week from you.
This is something I tell to my residents. When you mad for 60 seconds, you just waste one pure minute of happiness.
Hmm. So don't be mad.
Don't let things don't offer don't if things are out of your control, they're out of your control. But
Mhm.
realize you could not receive that call to wake up in the morning. So if it's small and it's petty, you know, just keep going. I'm not gonna be mad at nothing I can't control.
Gotcha.
Just not gonna do that.
Okay. So what's the rest of your night look like?
I got to go upstairs.
Okay.
I gotta go upstairs for a project for next week.
Mhm.
So my days are because I started so late in the game.
Mhm.
Because I didn't, people think I was doing it all since I walked off stage. No, I started late in the game. I started very late in the game.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I'm finna go upstairs and I'm finna make some things. I don't know, make some things shake.
Okay. Well, we'll be looking forward to you shaking on next week. Thank you for this time.
Thank you.
And if you need anything prior, please hit us up. You got one more week left, so we'll be on next week. So if you need us to do anything for you, definitely hit us up. We got you over here. Okay. Of
Thank
course, you know I'll
you.
call you in a second. So that's that.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Love
good
it.
night. All right, guys. So that was that Infinity. I didn't have anything from you. I'm not sure what that was about. But okay, guys. So that is Katrina Davenport Dupree. She's on her way to Universe next week. Wanted to give her time to share her story. Interesting enough. So yeah, that's that. Wendell had to leave early. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. So next week we have another doubleheader, Monday and Tuesday, and then it's the Universe weekend. So the rulers are gathering, as they say, and so we look forward to all of that on next week. So I have nothing else for you all. If you're in Birmingham this Saturday, please come out and see me at Al's on 7th, 11 p.m. Saturday night. And that's that. Other than that, y'all have a good week. Be free and remember, I do it for the people. We are the people. Y'all have a good night.